As we enter the third week of Lent, some of us are beginning to do our spring house cleaning in preparation for Easter. When Jesus came to Jerusalem, as was his custom, he went to the temple. When he entered the temple, he determined it was time to house clean the temple. He made a whip of cords and chased the oxen and the sheep out. He upturned the money changers' tables, and he went over to the cellar of the doves and said, "Please leave this house. This is my Father's house. It is not a marketplace." How often do we use this incident to prove our anger is just? But this was not an emotional, angry outburst. This was divine passion for his Father's house. Jesus was always passionate when it came to his Father. Our days during this pandemic could be considered comparable to the wandering of our brothers and sisters in the desert. The way was unknown and uncertain, but they trusted that God was with them. What other nation has a God so close to it that they can turn to him in need? But then, as they traveled on, they began to stray and forget his presence. So God, in order to help them, sent 10 guidelines, 10 commandments of how they could stay close to him. In Deuteronomy it says, "Take care and watch yourself closely so as not to forget the things that your eyes have seen, nor to let them slip from your mind all the days of your life, and also make them known to your children." In another scripture it says, "God is faithful, and he will not let you be tested beyond your strength, but with the testing he will also provide the way out so that you may be able to endure it." So what does God do? He sends us his Son. And his Son took the 10 commandments and summed them up in the 2 greatest commandments. In his life, he showed us how to love our God, love our neighbor, and to love ourselves. Before he began his public ministry, Jesus made his first Lent. He spent 40 days and 40 nights in the desert. He fasted and prayed, and he prayed to his Father. Time in prayer was very important to Jesus, and he never went into a new venture without first talking with God. Jesus endured the temptations in the desert to show us that we too, when we turn to God, can endure anything. He showed us how to endure the forms of suffering. He was always aware of his Father's presence and spent much time in prayer. In our liturgy, he has made himself all things to all people. Through his word and sacrament, he remains with us through every joy and sorrow. All he asks of us is to love and remember the kingdom is near. His whole life is showing us how to really love. I recently read this excerpt from a poem by St. John of the Cross. "I saw the river over which every soul must pass to reach the kingdom of heaven. And the name of the river was suffering. And I saw the boat which carries souls across the river. And the name of that boat was love." As we continue through this Lent, this time of uncertainty, let us constantly remember that God is always with us. And as Jesus cleaned the temple, let us clean out our temples, our hearts, and set things right. Remember, the name of the boat was love.